Hello everyone and welcome to the channel. It's Irad, and in today's video I would like to talk about the updates to come between now and the end of the year for Star Citizen, and particularly about a potential future Alpha 3.25 which was mentioned half-heartedly at Bar Citizen Shenzhen. Now, they did not really say 3.25, they say before 4.0, but it's obviously going to be after 3.24, which is around the corner, right? But before that, guys, I've got a giveaway. The giveaways are returning, and this month we have a massive Drake Ironclad with LTI thanks to Dr. Frobin. What do you have to do? Well, you can answer the question I'll be asking later in this video. You can join our Gleam contest as well. You have the link in the description down below, or you can join our video sharing contest on Discord, or you can become a Patreon or a YouTube member and put your name to automatically enter. Good luck to everyone out there. And so, during the Bar Citizen event in Shenzhen, China, the Roberts talked about the resource management system, which should arrive with or just before the 4.0 update. And quite frankly, I don't know about you, but this still quite triggers me here when I hear that. I think that this really rings a bell, and this could be an indication that the long-awaited 4.0 version of Star Citizen for the third quarter of this year might be delayed a little bit. And speaking of the third quarter already on the way, yes, it's true that there's still a lot of time before the end of September, but time passes and the full-scale tests of server meshing with the Pyro system are yet to be on the way. In fact, as I'm making this video, for the moment, the only tests that we have been entitled to have been small tests with a few servers intermeshed between each other in a standard system, just for a few hours at most, and on a technical basis of update 3.22. And when you take under consideration how long it took to try out major technologies of Star Citizen, like for example full persistence or the replication layer, we can expect that the 4.0 release of Star Citizen will not come into effect before a long period of testing. This is quite normal. This is, as I said, something that we've seen before, and that's something that we should be expecting given how much of a major milestone it is. And so that's why probably we're going to be seeing a release of this tech throughout the fourth quarter of this year, or even at the beginning of 2025 in the event of major technical difficulties, which will therefore make the release of a patch 3.25 rather possible sometime during the fourth quarter, during either CitizenCon or later before the start of the holiday season. The question, therefore, would be to know what could appear in this hypothetical update 3.25, and this is what I will try to answer now. So, first of all, there is a feature from 3.24 that could be there, and that is the item bank, which is no longer part of the next update. Here, it's all about allowing players to recover their unique items, especially those that they obtain with real money. And this is certainly going to work with a financial penalty system in the event of loss. But we can also imagine that players will be likely to abuse the system in order to have their rare items replicated, or even to resell them in the game, which would break the whole system. We therefore suspect that the developers have not yet responded to this issue, which would explain why it no longer appears in update 3.24, but could appear in update 3.25. Then, what else could we see in 3.25? Well, in any case, we can imagine that certain new features that do not require server meshing could make their debut in the universe before the release of the long-awaited technology. Among these features, we could see the new character customization options, which will include new hairstyles and new facial features. The Quasi-Crazer could also be there. After all, there are already animals in the game, and the developers have indicated at the recent Bar Citizens that they want to see the game's bestiary expanded by the end of this year. There could very well be other animals that could be released with a delayed 4.0, such as, for example, the Boreal Tracker. As indicated in the start of the video, the resource management system could also be part of this update, or at least an initial version. It might be restricted to certain vehicles, but this is also what was said during the Bar Citizens in Asia. This could also allow Cloud Imperium Games developers to collect data on how players interact with this new gameplay feature, so they can then release new iterations that are more in-depth and more compatible with more ships. Then we can also imagine that, as with every man update, a ship sale could occur, and what better way to boost sales than to release a new ship? And since this second generation Zeus has been on the roadmap and mentioned in monthly reports for quite some time now, it's very likely to see it released independently of Alpha 4.0. In any case, Cloud Imperial Games always has new surprise ships, and we could very well see new ones appear when 4.0 gets released. So there you have it. This is what is on the roadmap, but we could also imagine that other features not announced on the roadmap could also be coming. After all, during last year's SeasonCon, we were told that almost everything that we would see would make it into this year, but yes, there are a couple of features that we haven't heard of. For example, character sweating or character bleeding, as well as Maelstrom, which is the system that will allow players to destruct the environment. Perhaps this is linked to server meshing, but I don't really think so, because we can see Maelstrom in the Squadron 42 demo, but of course we also know that there's a big difference between a single player game and a multiplayer game. Is it this difference plus the coding or engineering required that prevents Maelstrom from being released? I guess that we'll have to be patient to find it out. And so there we have it, guys. This is what, in my opinion, we should expect if a 3.25 update ever comes out of CIG's hat. But let me know in the comment section down below, guys. Do you think that we are going to be having a 3.25 update? I know that in the comment section there are lots of people who are skeptical when it comes to the potential release of 4.0 this year. But are there also optimistic people? I would like to know that in the comment section down below as well. That is all for this video. Thank you so much for watching, guys. As always, a big shout out to my Patreon and YouTube members, including Dr. Fabin, Zero Crusher, Deployable Fidel, Ducky2 Ducker, and Shadow Rise. I've been Rad. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one.
It all felt so special. We were telling the whole world. Who thought it would all fall because it sounded so absurd? I've been here from the start. This project is in my heart. I've done more than my part to make this work of art. They say we're a cult, they resort to insults, but it was well worth it when you look at the results. It's all said and done, now they have fun, but we're the ones passing the hurdles, and we had more than a few bad runs. And after all these years, it's the end of the tunnel. We may be a bunch of nerds, but what we have done is incredible. It all feels so